Gentlemen, behold another Anthologion!
Well, here we are on a chilly January morning, recording this on the Feast of the Nativity for the old calendar, day after Theophany for the new calendar, and my apologies for not having this done sooner, but hey, when you got to read through 1,200 pages, or in this case, briskly run through over 1,200 pages, it takes a couple days. My coffee's cold already. Welcome back, everybody, to Orthodox Review, the most uneducated educational program here on the internet. Today, I am your host, the guy with 1.5 thumbs, and I am so very, very pleased that you could join me today. Boy, howdy! Been a while. It's been a minute. My apologies. When you're waiting on books, you're waiting on books. Anyway, oh, goodness. It's about 33 degrees outside and about 34 degrees inside. I got a little space heater here, it does. No, I'm not opening that door. No. I guess I am opening the door. All right, that's not helping anything, but hey, here we are. First and foremost, thank you. I thank God for you, everyone that has been so supportive of the show over the years and been helping me out and helping the show out through Patreon, PayPal, channel memberships, super chats, one-time donations, the whole thing. I thank God for you, because you're the only thing keeping me afloat right now. Times are tough, and I know the sacrifice that you're making to do that, so thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. That being said, let's get into it. This is the Anthologion 3rd edition traditional English version, and I'm going to say right off the bat, before we even get into any of the notes or technical aspects or the translation itself, I think we need to talk for just a minute about what doing something like this entails. And I know I've harped on about this in the past in other videos and in community posts and this, that, the other thing, but it bears repeating. And I'll preface this also by saying the reader John Dykstra, the man solely responsible for every bit of work that goes into this and all of St. Ignatius Orthodox Press's publications, he's agreed to come on the show, and we're gonna go over the nitty-gritty with him about what it takes to do something like this, and I'll pick his brain on some of the more nerdy aspects. But in short, no one is ever going to be completely happy with this, and that's a minority of people, by the way, because you can't have it exactly the way you want it. People in various jurisdictions are going to be used to their jurisdiction's translation of the text. Those texts are copyrighted. That means you can't just copy paste. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. If you want my opinion on the copywriting of liturgical texts and scriptures, you can email me and I will go on a diatribe about my views on that. But that being said, what we have here, as with every previous edition, is based on public domain translations, existing ones, the bulk of which are that of Archimandrite Ephraim Lash of blessed memory, and I almost said Karl Orloff, Dr. Nicholas Orloff, and a few others. So when putting together any text, liturgical text, whether it be this Anthologion or the Order of the 12 Psalms, which has now appeared in 3 or 4 publications, you either come up with your own translation, which takes a long time and a lot of education and a lot of expertise and a lot of blood, sweat, tears, or you use what you have. And that's what we have here. See, when the Anthologion first appeared after the... okay, during that whole period, it was just like... they wanted to get something out there that would be like this amazing resource, because they, at the time, like so many of us, realized that the time is coming when we might wind up back in the catacombs. You never know. Christian persecution is on the rise, so you never know. And so, within the last 3 years, which is insane, not only have they published an Anthologion, but entire liturgical texts of the scriptures, with the Holy Gospel, the Apostol, the Prophetologion, the Psalter. I mean, this guy has been burning himself out, trying to get these things out, and trying to get them as good as he can to please as many people as he can, so that as many people as possible can have these resources. So, that being said, if you have a problem with a translation, that's okay, that's your opinion, and you know, even me, like, we'd all make our own tweaks, but let's focus on the positive here. Everyone was griping and moaning for years. I don't like that modern English. I like that traditional English. Here it is. Here it is. For better or worse, here it is. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not going to be the translation that you know, because whether you're in one of the Slavic communities, the Greek communities, the Antiochians, or whoever, I'm sorry, everything's copyrighted. Take it up with them. So this is the best they could do, and I'm well impressed. Imagine taking a block of text like this. So here's the regular 3rd edition modern English version, which is 2 pages shorter. Take a block of text like this, go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and essentially turn it from a modern English translation into archaic English. You know, like de-evolve it, okay? Over the course of a year, at 365 days in a year, granted, you know, you get days off, you got holidays, but you get over 1,200 pages. You try that. I dare you. And not only that, the Psalms. Everyone asks me, oh, what translation of the Psalms do they use? Is it, you know, from this monastery, that monastery? Copyright. Sorry. It's cheaper for them to do it themselves than it is for them to license and still have people complain that it's not their preferred translation. So what we have here is an amalgamation of the King James and the Coverdale. So for you traditionally minded people that are maybe used to King James, Coverdale from Jordanville, the HTM, the STM, all those traditional English translations, it's going to feel fairly comfortable. But like switching to any translation, it's going to take you a little bit to readjust to the minor nuances of the translation. But okay, so with all that out of the way, that's, you know, rant over. Let's get into the details of the book. So, like I said, mid-January release on this. So hopefully within a week or two of this video coming out, you'll be able to order these. This is the premium goat skin for financial backers and YouTubers that beg. It 1,242 pages. Okay, that's 2 pages more than the previous version. Why? Because there were minor adjustments to typesetting and accommodating for longer or different words or additional text here and there. So it's not going to line up page for page with the previous version, but hey, a 2-page differential is pretty good. I'm not, no joke there. We've talked about who the translation is based on, so Archimandrite from Lash, Dr. Nicholas Orloff, and others, public domain sources, which the Coverdale and the King James are public domain, obviously, because they're centuries old. You can't re-copyright those things. That smells so good. So if you go back to any previous review of the Anthologion, you will have, you're pretty much already hip to what's in here. But for those of you new to it, we'll go over briefly what exactly is in here, and then we're going to take a look at a few text samples just to give you an idea of the translation we're dealing with. So, and as you can see, I've been using it. The Psalter especially, because I read the Psalms every day, as I would suggest everyone do, if that's a thing you can do. Doesn't have to be a lot. And actually, well, okay, so the Anthologion, it's pretty much every service of the church, the basics, arranged for reader usage, both inside and outside of Lent, along with the Manean, a whole bunch of instructional material, charts and whatnot for figuring out what's what. The priest's prayers have been added, because apparently this is very popular in the mission field. You have the Psalter, you have the Octoikos, you have the common hymns, the seasonal Kadavase, the general Manean, which is the order for services for different ranks of feasts, for different, for Christ, or the Theotokos, the cross, angel, forerunners, fathers of the councils, prophets, apostles, either one or several, ascetics, martyrs, etc., all the way down the line. And there's, 150 pages of that alone. The Festal Manean, so you have all the major services, pretty much the Big 12, plus the Paschal services. The Lenten Triodian, and now it's not like the full-on Callistos where Chonker Triodian, but it's the important stuff. Important. All the Triodian's important. But it's got, greatest hits. The Pentecostarian. You also have personal prayers. Okay, so you've got the entire prayer book kind of shoved in the back of here, which is really cool because, like I said in previous, in the previous edition of the Anthologion, is you not only have prayers before and after communion, but you have preparations and prayers after confession. More prayer books need to have that. I don't know why they don't. But anyway, so that being said, let's jump into the translation right quick. And there was actually, someone had made a joke in our Discord server about the Trisagion, because, in previous editions, they use Holy God, Holy Strong, Holy Immortal. And, of course, they've changed it to Holy God, Holy Mighty, Holy Immortal, that we all know. But someone, what did they say? Holy God, Holy Mighty, Holy, omnipotent, or something like that. They made a joke, and then immediately, and this just goes to show, immediately people were like, oh, that's egregious. It was a joke. So it is Holy God, Holy Mighty, Holy Immortal. Have mercy on us. So let us take a look quick at just what some of this might sound like. And we're going to go side by side on this one, just to give you an idea. The first, I would like to take an example out of the Octoikos, tone 3 for today, which is Tuesday morning. Okay, and this, I've actually been posting this this prayer quite a bit, because tone 3 is just like, yes, from the Apostica, tone 3. Check this out. So the modern English version says, and this is the second hymn in the Apostica, many times as I come to the end of singing hymns, I am found to be full of sin. For though I utter songs with my tongue, with my soul I think on foul things. But set both to rights, O Christ God, through repentance, and save me. And actually, I got to tell you, I'm going to stand by this. The modern English version is fine. I see no issue with that. The traditional English, I did the thing. Traditional English version reads as such. I can't speak this morning. Many times as I come to the end of singing hymns, I am found to be full of sin. For though I utter songs with my tongue, with my soul I think on foul things. But set both to rights, O Christ God, through repentance, and save me. Doesn't sound too different, right? I mean, let's jump into the Psalter, because therein, I think, is where you're going to find the biggest difference. Fourth Kathisma, and I'm just going to give you a few verses of Psalm 24, just Okay. So in the Ephraim Last translation of Psalm 24, the first few verses read as such. To you, O Lord, have I lifted up my soul. O my God, I have trusted in you. Do not let me be shamed forever. Do not let my enemies laugh at me, for all who wait patiently for you shall not be shamed. Let those who transgress without cause be shamed. Okay, that's what a modern English translation sounds like. Now, if we go to this amalgamation of the King James Coverdale version, which is corrected for the Septuagint, that's why they use the two, so they could kind of... So in this version, we have, unto thee, O Lord, so right off the bat, thee. Unto thee, O Lord, will I lift up my soul. O my God, I have put my trust in thee. Let me not be confounded. Let not mine enemies laugh me to scorn. For all they that wait on thee shall not be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Great. Sounds fantastic. So, two little bits of the translation there. Let's talk for a minute about the construction of the book, because I know you're going to want to know. Now, like I said, this is the goatskin leather version, which they usually have extra ones after the financial backers get theirs, and so you'll probably have a chance to get one of these. It'll probably run you about $1.50, whereas the regular version's going to be in the $65 range. Complain about it being printed in China all you want. That's just where we're at right now. That being said, the construction is solid as a rock, as always. This beautiful Smythsonian binding that just lays pretty flat out the gate. Of course, with gilded edges like this, one of my favorite things to do with a book is to like stretch it out and get that crinkly sound and then going through it, because I did turn every page in this book. Every single page. 1,242 pages, because I like to make sure they're all peeled apart, and I just love the sound that makes. And again, it's this beautiful cream, off-white, great typeset, really well spaced. It's super easy to read. And I will say that recently, for my Psalter rule, I've been using this little fella, which is very, very close when it comes to some translations. So switching to this was very nice, because the pages are not blindingly white, and the typeset's just a couple points larger. So all in all, if you've been thinking about getting an Anthologion for a while and you weren't on board with the modern English for whatever reason, and you're allowed to have those reasons, the traditional English is coming at you fast. Also, of note, the Lectionary Bible, which will not be getting a different translation. That's the EOB. That's currently the finest English translation from the patriarchal text that we have. So just suck it up, Buttercup. And if you don't like this translation, if you don't like the modern English, you are more than welcome to go out and spend all that money on your jurisdiction's Orologian and Festomenean and Etoikos, and have fun paying thousands of dollars for everything they've jammed into here and arranged for your personal usage. You're welcome. David, Reader John, thank you. Thank you so much for always supporting the show and sending me these books, and for believing in me and believing in this ministry. And thank you all, dear viewers, new and old, first-timers, last-timers. I everything I have is by God's grace through you. Links are below. There's not going to be a link for this yet, so I'll just give you the St. Ignatius link. Anyway, that's that. Rant completed. Gonna close the door now as soon as the cat comes back in, and I'm going to try to warm up my hands so I can actually do the editing part. All right, enough out of me. Glory to Jesus Christ. Glory forever. Christ is born. Glorify him. On behalf of Patches, the morbidly obese murder cat, and myself, thank you again for everything. Go and do the things, and don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember God. God bless.